Hello everyone, this is Papita Shri, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. Today we are going to discuss about functions. So first of all, what is function? It's a it comes in a C language and also in C++. It's a kind of a programming language. Okay, the strength of C language is functions only. Okay, why this is said to be as a strength of programming language means it is easy to define and use, and we have used functions in each and every program for discussing, and we will be getting a statement to be printed or main function to be declared, and it can be classified into two categories. One is library functions and another one is user defined functions. So it is an example for one is main is an example and another one is printf scanf is an example. Okay, main is an example for user defined function and printf scanf is an example for library function. Okay, the main difference between these two categories is that library functions not required for functions to be written. Okay, but the user defined function has to be developed by the users at the time of writing a program. So user defined function can later become a part of the C program library. So in fact, so that that is the reason for said it as the strength of the C programming language. Next one. So what is function? Function is a block of codes. Okay, so the elements are function name, type, list of parameters, local variable declarations, function statement, and a return statements. So these six elements are grouped into two parts. One is header part and another one is body part. So the header part, that is function header, is function name, function type, and list of parameters. And the function body means body of the function is said to be as a local variable declaration, statement of a function, and a statement which will be written. Okay, that is return statement. So here function is used to implement these two parts. So first one, function, type of function, then name, parameter list. Here local variable declaration with the executable statement 1 and the executable statement 2, then return statement. So here the first line, function, if a function of type function, name, and parameter list is said to be as a function header. So here the statements within the opening and closing brackets, like local variables, executable statement 1, executable statement 2, that is function body. Okay, so how the function has been worked in C programming. So function names or identifiers, and it must be unique. Okay, here header file is given while the main function name has to be given while declaring a program. Okay, so the main function, then name of the function. So function is a block of code to perform the specific task. Okay, here the syntax of definition: return type function name, type 1 argument 1 and type 2 argument 2. So when a function is called, the control of the program is transferred to the function definition and the compiler starts executing the codes inside the body of a function. Syntax of function prototype. So here function prototype is provides with the information to the compiler. So int add numbers, int a, int b is the example. So here the name of the function is add numbers and the return type is int. So here two arguments has been given for the type int, and this has been passed to the function. So type argument 1 and type argument 2 passed to the function. Here the function prototype is not needed if the user defined function is defined before the main function. So here is the two types of function. First one is standard library function and another one is user defined function. Standard library function is said to be as a built-in functions. So here the function has been defined in header file. For example, the printf is a standard library function to send formatted output to the screen to display the output of the screen. So here stdio.h. So this header file has been used to print the statement. Print the statement. So for printing the statement, we will be using printf function, and we need to include the standard input output library header file. So next one is square root of a number. For that we will be using sqrt. Okay, so this has been used to calculate the square root, and the function is defined with this comes under mathematical calculations, right? So we are be using the header files as math.h. Next one, calling function, and another one is called function. So main function, function one of, so that is said to be as a calling. Then here we will be using data type function of function 1, so that is called function. Next one is function prototype. It is simply the declaration of a function which specifies function name, parameters and return type, and it contains function body. So here a function prototype gives the information to the compiler that the function may later be used in the program. So next, calling a function. Here the control of the program is transferred to the user defined function by calling it. So the syntax is function name, then argument 1 and argument 2. Here the above example said the function call is made using add numbers like n1 and n2 and the statement inside the main function. Passing the arguments to the functions. So arguments refers to the variable passed to the function. So here variables are n1 and n2 that has been passed. The parameters are a and b and accepts the passed arguments in the function definition. These arguments are called as formal parameters of the function. So here how to pass the arguments to a function. By passing arguments, we will be using a function and the formal parameters needs to be matched. Otherwise, the compiler will throw an error. So here the function can be also be called without passing an argument. Then return statements. Here the return statement terminates the execution of a function and a return value to the calling function. So the program control is transferred to the calling function after the return statement. So here the above example is the value of result. So here the result variable is returned to the main function. The sum variable in the main function is assigned to the value. Syntax of return statements. Return expression. For example, return a, expression is return a plus b. So the type of value returned from the function and the return type specified in the function prototype and function definition must match. Thank you.